T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast. T&D Sports Video Productions presents the Orland and Cohen High School Lacrosse Game of the Week. Today is the Golden Flashes of Sayville High School hosting the Mount Sinai Mustangs. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Timothy Hank Field here in Sayville. Mike Trezza on hand, along with Chris Caiozzo to bring you all the action. And Chris, Mount Sinai comes into this game 3-0 on this young season and led by a young man whose future is upstate New York at Syracuse University.
Yes, Mike. Last week we got to see Mike Leo, the senior from St. Anthony's that's going to Syracuse. Today we get to see Jake Spallina, a twin on this team, does it all for the Mustangs. He's headed to Syracuse, a leader on this Mount Sinai Mustangs team.
And for the Sayville Golden Flashes, they're led by a player, a junior attackman, who's headed to Towson for college, and that, of course, is number 3, Ronan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick last year in 2021, 64 points for Sayville. He's headed to Towson, like you mentioned. Another junior. Usually the seniors are the spotlights. For this game, it's the juniors. Fitzpatrick, the leader on this team. Towson is getting a good one.
Sayville comes in 2-1. Mount Sinai undefeated at 3-0. We're going to take a quick break and step away. We'll be back with the opening face-off and all the action right after this. You're watching T&D Video Sports Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
And there you see him on your screen, Chris, the gentleman we talked about in our opening, number 3, Ronan Fitzpatrick, 64 points last year in 2021.
Like I mentioned before, Mike, Towson's getting a great player in Fitzpatrick. 2021 for Sayville, 64 points, with that's goals and assists for them. This year, Sayville has some great wins, Mike. 14-5 over West Babylon, 8-7 over a League One opponent, Sachem North, and 18-9 over John Glenn Elwood. The loss comes to Bayshore 14-3. As we take a look at the Sayville roster, they have a lot of talent on this team, starting with their midfielders, Matt Badafonte, a 4-year starter, an all-county player in football, Charlie Sands, whose brother is the goalie, a freshman, we'll get to him in a little bit, Charlie, a senior, another all-Long Island football player, Brendan O'Rourke, a senior, lefty. He has scored in every game this year for Sayville. A.J. Jeffers, a freshman lefty, and he has very good size, according to the Sayville coach. And Austin Meyer rounds up the middies, a junior, and who's coming on this year for the Sayville team. The attackmen, along with Ronan Fitzpatrick, they have Christian Kent, who's a junior, and Braden McNamara, the defenseman, Benny Sands, who's also brothers with Charlie Sands. The other defensemen, Braden Ainsley, Jackson Neubauer, and James Triptree.
Let's take a look at Mount Sinai's roster.
As we take a look at the teams, talking to their officials, we'll take a look at Mount Sinai's roster. They are led by Joey Spallina, this senior, Cole Marsala, Lucas LaForge, those are the attackmen today, Jake Spallina, Chris Catalanato, James Coretta, Joey Sabella, Alex Christian, Gavin Takis, and Dylan Segetter. The Fogo is Austin Imenheim. The defenseman, Brett Spallina, Nick Jaffis, and Colton Mayer. And the in goal, between the pipes, Braden Wilkin. Mount Sinai is coached by Harold Drum in his 16th year in the program, 8th as head coach.
Our officials for today's game, Dan Backety, Sean Brocking, and Bill Layler. Just about set for the opening face-off. It'll be Marioni for Sayville facing it off against Austin Oppenheim, one of the two Oppenheim brothers for Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai in the black. They will move right to left here in this first quarter. Just about set for the opening face-off. From here in Sayville, Mike Trez along with Chris Caiozzo. Mount Sinai looked like they were going to win the face-off, but it's Marioni who comes away with it. Now the ball will go over to Mount Sinai.
Mike, one thing I noticed when I take a look at these rosters, we got a lot of brothers today. Not cousins, brothers, direct brothers. So a big Lacrosse family in the Spallinas and the Oppenheims for Sayville.
James Coretta, the midfielder, carries it into the zone. He gives it up for Jake Spallina. Now around the perimeter, up top is Takis. Jake Spallina moves behind the goal, guarded by Marioni. Jake trying to get off a quick shot. Nice feed in front. The shot's not on net, and Sayville comes away with it. It's Jay Filosa who controls.
Great defensive possession on the first one down the field. And now we have a loose ball, Mike, as it goes out of bounds. And I was just about to praise the defense from Sayville, and they almost had a quick turnover.
Ball squirts away out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Mount Sinai, I believe. Let's see what Dan Backety, our lead official, has to say.
It did look like Sayville knocked the ball out of bounds. As we see a replay here off the first shot from Mount Sinai. Spallina just gives it up, and that was number 4, Cole Marsala, who missed the net.
Sayville now controls. It's Marioni. He's tripped from behind, and we've got a flag coming in early, Chris.
Marsala's name was just mentioned, and now he's going to go off to the box.
Marioni, one of the main midfielders on this Sayville team. He'll do face-offs, a super athlete, according to his coach. He draws the penalty.
So man up here for Sayville. any advantage they can get today, Mike, versus powerhouse in Mount Sinai will be needed.
So Sayville will go on the attack. Austin Meyer up top. Now swings it left side. Meyer looking for help.
If I'm Sayville here, Mike, I'm looking for Fitzpatrick. You want to get your stud scoring early in the ballgame.
Ball gets away. It'll stay with Sayville, though. Just underway here, 10:42 left in the first quarter from here at Henkenfield in Sayville. Mike Trezor along with Chris Caiozzo. Mount Sinai and Sayville.
A lot of stoppages early here, Mike. Referees getting their ground. These are two high-scoring teams. Mount Sinai has not scored below 16 goals this year. Correction, 15.
Prodigious output.
Undefeated, trying to stay undefeated on the road here in Sayville. A little colder than yesterday when I was up here with Jim.
But now it's Sayville on the attack with Bonfanti. Bonfanti swings it around. Sayville trying to get something set up. It's Kent behind. Shot is a save. Nice save that time by Wilkin.
Wilkin's first shot on net. Easy save.
Shot came from Austin Meyer, was turned away by Wilkin. Now carried into the zone by Coretta. Here's Jake Spallina with the ball. He gives it off to Takis. Takis back to Jake. Jake will stand on the sideline, wait for a little help. Now with the dodge and the shot, he puts it in.
Now let me tell you, Mike, that was a great angle shot. He went upper right corner on the goalie and put it in on the man down. As we see on the replay here, he set up a play, stopped, beat the defender on the left, shoots upper right, and scores.
Very slow and deliberate, but as you said, Chris, he puts it in right corner, upper right corner, and he scores. So Mount Sinai quickly assumes a 1-0 lead over Sayville. 9:46 to go in the first. Once again, it's Oppenheim facing off against Marioni.
We talked pregame about the Spallina brothers. All three headed to Syracuse at different times, but I think they might all get a year in together.
It's a package deal. Jake, the eldest of the three. His two younger brothers are twins.
He's in the same exact spot that he scored that last one. He beat this defender one-on-one. He's trying to do it again. Look, the double comes now.
Spallina is worked over that time by O'Doherty. O'Doherty, a tough player. Jake looking for room. He's pushed off the play by O'Doherty. Has to reset. Nice defense that time by Dan O'Doherty, the senior. Jake still has it, though. He's looking for room. He's doubled. He's worked over. He gets the shot off, and that shot sails wide.
Take a look at that first possession that he scored on, and now the second one. Sayville really pressuring him with two guys. You got to give that up if you're Jake. I'm sorry, Joe. Too many Spallinas.
You're right, that is Joey. Joey behind the cage now. Gives it up for Takis. Takis swings it around, far side. Down to 8:20 left in the first. Mount Sinai up 1-0.
What I like early about Mount Sinai is they're playing great lacrosse, moving the ball around, calling plays, which you don't see much.
Spin move. That shot's wide. Shot came from Coretta.
Got to remember, Mike, we have a freshman in net for Sayville.
Oh, nice pass from Joey. to Takis, and that's a save by Mikey Sands, the freshman.
I just called him out for being a freshman in net, and he makes the save maybe of the game for Sayville. I know it's early, Mike, but that was an incredible save.
And that was a nice dish, though, from Joey Spallina to Takis, who fired that shot. Mikey had it covered, though.
Sand brothers, 3 of them on this team, Mikey, Benny, and Charlie.
Matt Bonfanti gives it up top to O'Rourke. Now gets it back. They'll work it around the perimeter. Sayville will try to take a little time.
If you remember last week at St. Anthony's, they played a fast pace, and it reminds me of the Mount Sinai play. They play faster. Sayville's got to play up to their speed if they want to keep pace.
O'Rourke, the lefty, now has it up top.
They got to find Fitzpatrick. You want to win games, it surrounds him.
Bonfanti over to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick looks for room, finds none, gives it up. Now here's a dodge by O'Rourke. O'Rourke tries the spin move, now behind the goal. O'Rourke still with possession. Tries the quick shot, and he scores! Brendan O'Rourke, the senior, 210-pound player.
As we see on the replay here, starts behind the net, makes one move, low shot, beats him on the right side.
Wilkin couldn't get down low enough in time, so tied up by O'Rourke. Now tied at 1 with 6:40 left in the first. Again, it's Oppenheim working against Marioni. Marioni wins it. Well, actually, it's Oppenheim who comes away with it.
Again, I'm going to talk about pace a lot today, Mike. Sayville has to keep pace with this fast Mustang team.
Here's Joey. He's got Filosa on him again. Filosa will be in his pocket all day long.
He beat him one-on-one once. He doesn't want that to happen again. Look at the pressure.
Filosa guarding him tightly. Has to give it up. There's a save by Sands.
Sands. 3 shots faced, 2 saves for the freshman. As we see a replay here. The great pressure by Sayville. Gives it up. But what a save by Sands.
Mikey likes it. Here's Jake. Jake has it taken away from him, but Mount Sinai's going to recover with Joey. Joey sets up in front, no one home, and the ball's going to go back over to Sayville. Marioni gets whacked around. Let's see who that ball goes to.
Usually you can't do that. No call on the play, just a little physicality here in Sayville.
Mount Sinai gets the benefit as they'll keep possession with Joey. Joey turns and fires. It's off the side of the goal.
Just missed there. But a little turnover. Sayville reckless on the defensive end.
Ball is scooped up. And here's Jake. Jake fires, and it's another save by Sands.
3 saves early here in the first quarter.
The freshman rising to the occasion. Still tied at 1. 4:50 left to go.
Sayville's having a hard time maintaining possession.
They try to find Fitzpatrick. It's a little bit too long for him, and it goes back over to the Mustangs.
Mustangs getting the shots. 4 shots on goal, 3 saves. Sands doing a lot for his team today early.
We got a flag coming.
Mount Sinai will be on the man up. You don't want to give this team any advantages.
LaForge gives it up top. James Coretta. Coretta stands at the 45-yard line. Coretta on the man up. Tries to get it to a player in front. He tried to find LaForge, and it skipped past his stick.
He had a wide open LaForge right on the doorstep. Just couldn't catch it. As we see the replay here, the save by Sands. Sands incredible early as we see the fake shot, then rips it in net, and what a save by Sands.
Gets down on his knees to make that save. And is keeping his Golden Flashes in this game, tied at 1.
This is not Mustang style of lacrosse. They score a lot of goals early, and
Jake
another save.
Is turned away by Sands. So that time it was Joey finding his younger brother, Jake. Jake fired the shot, but Mikey Sands once again turned him back.
4 saves early and a turnover here, Mike.
James Coretta on the takeaway, gets it ahead. Nice ball movement. They find Joey on the near side.
Mustangs have the man up from the penalty just called moments ago.
Joey this time has Ainsley on him. Braden Ainsley.
Spallina has to give it up. He's getting doubled now.
Up top, they work it around. LaForge thought about it, passed it up.
A lot of goal scorers on this Mustang team. Let's see who can get the next one.
Joey looking for the shot, gives it up for Coretta. Coretta fires, that sails wide.
Looks like Sands got a stick on it, so it might stay with the Mustangs. Very low scoring early. Let's see if that could change here in today's game.
Joey Spallina loses his defender, tries to get the shot off, he can't, and it's going back the other way to Sayville. Matt Bonfanti now with possession.
Going to praise Sands a little more. 5 shots faced, 4 saves, 1 goal. Take that percentage if you're the coach of Sayville.
O'Rourke carries into the zone. Now gives up for McNamara. Back to O'Rourke. Austin Meyer.
Sayville plays a very slow-paced game, Mike. Mustangs, a lot of passing. They move, they run. Sayville likes to just sit back and set up a play.
Sayville looking to take some clock here as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first quarter.
Lacrosse is all about time of possession. And right now, Sayville down in time of possession, but it's their goalie who's been keeping them in the game.
Fitzpatrick looking to get himself involved. Let's see if they can get it to him. It's O'Rourke. Lefty shot is turned away. That time by Wilkin.
Wilkin, 3 shots faced, 2 saves. The 1 goal scored by O'Rourke.
Wilkin got his stick down there and got a save on that play. We're down under 2 minutes to play in the first. Shot from Fitzpatrick sails wide, but Sayville will keep the ball.
They can go into the second leading. That would be big momentum. You know, we play 4 quarters, but any momentum that the underdog Sayville can get would be huge. And a little turnover, but they maintain possession, Mike.
Ken tried to get it to Myers, but couldn't find him.
If you're the Mustangs here, you want to keep Fitzpatrick where he is right now. He is deadly in that circle.
Fitzpatrick getting ready to make his move. Scoops it low, and he's turned away once again by Wilkin.
Those are the shots Sayville wants Fitzpatrick taking. Very challenged shot, but a great save by Wilkin.
McNamara behind, and once again he works it around. We're down under a minute to play in the quarter. Tied at 1. Here's Fitzpatrick trying to lose his defender. Low shot again, and that sails wide.
Mount Sinai Coach Harold Drum, very happy with his defense right now, forcing Fitzpatrick on the outside.
Shot, score by Brendan O'Rourke, his second of the game.
Brendan O'Rourke, we have so much praise for Fitzpatrick, and we're gonna see here O'Rourke put his second in. He's taking some spotlight here from Fitzpatrick. Moves left, just drums his way in. Barrels, I should say.
So coming into this game, O'Rourke had scored in every game, and he's kept that streak going with a pair of goals here in the first quarter, Chris.
The senior showing off here early at his home field.
Sayville leads 2-1.
210-pound senior.
Ball still loose off the face-off. Going over to Sayville. It's Kent.
They have one more possession, Mike, here.
Kent behind the goal. Kent looking to get the shot off. That's way wide. But Sayville will keep the ball, just a couple seconds left. Sayville trying to set up for one. It skips past Fitzpatrick's stick, and that's the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one quarter of play, it's Sayville 2, Mount Sinai 1. We'll be back with more action right after this.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
To Timothy Hank Field here in Sayville, where Sayville leads Mount Sinai 2-1. And there you get a look at the Sayville huddle, Chris. Coach Dollar told us during the week, a low-scoring game favors his team.
Yes, it does. As I mentioned earlier, coming to the game, Mount Sinai hasn't scored below 15 goals. One in the first quarter, Mike. I would say that's pretty impressive by the great Sayville defense and the goalie, Sands.
We haven't even mentioned weather. I don't want to jinx us, but we're likely to get some rain before this one's over, and we'll see how that plays into field conditions moving forward.
Very tough to play in the rain. Lacrosse can be played in the rain, unlike baseball, but it's challenging. You got the raindrops coming down, especially heavy rain. But I would say overall, first quarter, advantage Sayville.
Anthony Marioni on the face-off against Austin Oppenheim. Marioni trying to get low, but it's Oppenheim who comes away with it. Mount Sinai in the black moves left to right. Oppenheim still with the ball, tries the shot, and that goes wide.
Good first possession there by Mount Sinai. You want to score, tie the game. Got to keep the pressure on here. Undefeated so far. They don't want to go down on the road.
Joey Spallina. Now he's got two guys on him. He has to give it up. Finally he does. Here's the shot and the score. That time it's Cole Marsala with the goal.
Cole Marsala, the junior, first-year starter for this team. High IQ player, and we'll see here on the replay. Doubled Spallina, and he's got to do that all day long if he's doubled. Little fake move there. Marsala scores.
You know, it's funny, Chris, that Joey Spallina is out there with a junior and a sophomore, so he's trying to do most of the work himself. But you made a good point there. If they double and triple him, he's going to have to give it up.
They're going to, after that first possession that Spallina scored on, they don't want him doing that again. He beats one defender. The second comes, and he passes it. Good players don't score that much. They do it all.
Marioni, the super athlete, according to his coach, ready to take the face-off against Austin Oppenheim. Again, it's Oppenheim who wins it.
Like I mentioned before, Mount Sinai, 3-0 in conference in the League Two, 4-0 overall. Big wins over Northport, Hauppauge, and West Islip.
James Coretta, the captain, carries behind. Jake Spallina up top. Tatakis. Mount Sinai trying to set up.
The double comes every time. Spallina beats it.
And he's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina. Can't get enough Spallina today. As Joey gives it up to Jake. The future orange looking bright in black today. As we see on the replay here, look at every time, Mike, that double comes. Beats the one defender, and he sees his brother cutting, rips the shot, and Sam must know the rain is coming.
Mount Sinai now up 3-2 as they open the second period with consecutive goals. 10:49 left before halftime.
3 different Mustangs have scored, Mike.
Oppenheim straight to the goal and then pulls it back out. Oppenheim's been winning a lot of face-offs and getting possession for the Mustangs.
Spallina, I'm sorry, I have to say the first name because there's a few of them. Joey has 2 assists and 1 goal, so 3 points, and we're not even at halftime.
Mount Sinai now starting to take their time. Here comes Joey. He's knocked away from behind, and we've got a penalty flag coming in.
I was just going to mention about the Sayville defense. A little aggressive on Spallina. They're pushing him out all the way to the 30-yard line. But there, you can't just push the guy. You got to just play defense without being over-aggressive.
So it's Marioni, I believe, who's called for that penalty. And now Mount Sinai will have a man-up chance.
Sands had 4 saves early. Let's see if he could step it up here on his team. Has the man down.
LaForge to Takis. Here's the shot from Jake. That's no good. Mount Sinai keeps the ball.
Jake wanted his second. Just a little high, as Mike mentioned. But again, on the man up, Mount Sinai could really hurt you here.
LaForge. There's Jake again, and once again, he's off target.
I think there's a little brotherly competition. Who could score more goals, Jake or Joey? Got Brett on defense. He probably doesn't score that much.
Cole Antonio's in there on the man up, number 3. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but it's out of bounds, and it's going back over to Sayville.
It looked like LaForge just wasn't ready for that pass. He kind of looked like stunned because he's like, hey, you're going to take 2 shots. Why not take the third? But he saw the open LaForge at the doorstep and just didn't catch the ball.
Penalty's over. Teams at even strength. 9.5 left before halftime. Mount Sinai with the 3-2 lead. Now Sayville on the break. McNamara tries to scoop it in. His shot's off target.
What an incredible catch there by Braden McNamara, the junior. The defenseman threw it almost half the field. Incredible catch. Just a shot that went a little wide.
Sayville in the white. Moves right to left on your screen. O'Doherty on the near side.
Let's see if Sayville could tie it here in the second. Played a better first. Mustangs.
McNamara. Low shot. And that's a save by Wilkin.
Easy save by Wilkin. Didn't have to sweat that one. Just a low shot.
Wilkin comes out of the crease looking to clear.
4 saves for Wilkin here early. It's not like Sayville's not getting the shots off. Wilkins just playing very well.
Now Mount Sinai will go to work on offense again, leading 3-2. 8:15 left in the second. From here in Sayville, Mike Trezza along with Chris Caiozo.
Mike, they've played 4 minutes. It's been all Mustangs.
LaForge uncorks one. It sails wide, but it's going to stay with the Mustangs.
It looks like LaForge early just is a little out of it. He's not catching the ball. His shots are going wide. They want to get him going. He's a leader on this team, the lefty specialist, Coach Drum said.
Here's Joey. Wants to turn and fire, and that goes off the stick of a defender. Mount Sinai keeps it, trying to look for another shot. It's Jake. He scores.
Jake Spallina must have said something to his brother before the game or something about scoring more goals than him. That's his second, as we see on the replay. Great passing by Mount Sinai. Fakes the long shot, brings it in, and beats Sands. And Sands just looks lost from the first period.
Sands came up big early on, as you mentioned a couple times, Chris, but now they've tested him. And now he's going through a little bit of a rough time as he's given up 4 goals to the 2 that his team scored.
3 goals in about 4.5 minutes.
Marioni facing off against Oppenheim. This time Marioni wins it. Marioni got low and got rewarded. We got a flag down on the play. Marioni carries in. Tries to set up the offense. Now he runs off the field. Here's McNamara.
A quick answer for Sayville. McNamara with the quick one. And now we got ourselves a game again. As we see on the replay here, McNamara gave it up. And he got it right back. Great shot, a bounce shot. Beat Wilkins.
As you mentioned, nice job to get that shot off quickly before a defender could come over and stymie that shot. So Mount Sinai now up 4-3 over Sayville. 7:20 left before halftime.
Braden McNamara, his first of the game, comes in second. And I kind of thought the Mustangs were pulling away here, Mike. Sayville, don't count them out. Only 1 loss on the year to Bayshore. We're a very good team in Bayshore. So they've beat, like I mentioned, Sachem North, a League One school. They've beat West Islip, who for years, Mike, has been a powerhouse.
This time, it's Jake Spallina on the face-off against Marioni.
Jake already 2 goals early.
Rough play right in front of us, and that ball's going back over to Sayville.
Well, getting more aggressive here, Mike, every quarter.
You and I have talked about it once or twice already, Chris. This low-scoring style game is going to favor Sayville as we move forward in this one.
Yeah, Sayville doesn't score that many goals. 8-7 victory over Sachem. That's very low scoring compared to Mount Sinai. 15, 16, and 17, respectively.
Here's a turnover. Takis has possession for the Mustangs.
Sayville scored 14 versus West Babylon, but only 3 in their only loss, first Bayshore.
LaForge back behind to Marsala. They try to find Joey, and he turns it over to Sayville.
Sayville looking to tie up this ball game, and great pressure there by Joey Spallina.
Joey ticked off that he turned it over. He wants it back. But I believe Sayville is going to keep the ball.
Great
yes,
pressure.
they will.
Great pressure there. Spallina, very pesky. It's like they're
Sayville on the move with Marioni. Marioni gives it off and gets off. Now it's Jafaris. This side to Benfonte.
Mount Sinai running like a press in basketball. Couldn't let the Sayville defense breathe, but they got into the offensive zone, Mike. And, you know, Sayville's play is very slow. You know, you saw early, the first 5 minutes, all Mount Sinai scoring, the Spallina brothers, and now McNamara brings it within one.
Here's O'Doherty. Near side on the sideline. Couple moves, then gives it up behind the cage. McNamara moves to his right with the ball. Fitzpatrick up high, trying to decide what to do next. He's got Colton Marr guarding him.
They just set up a play.
Fitzpatrick fires, goes wide. Sayville keeps the ball.
All three of Fitzpatrick's shots have been from the 30-yard line. Very shocking. They want to find him in that crease area.
Here's Kent. Gets it middle of the field to O'Rourke. O'Rourke has already scored twice. He and Fitzpatrick, a pair of lefties. Gives it up for O'Doherty. Once again, Sayville being very deliberate.
Last week we saw St. Anthony's top scorer Leo score 5 goals in the second. A very long lacrosse game.
McNamara bounces it a little bit too high, and that ball is going to go back over to the Mustangs.
McNamara wants another goal. He has one today. Looking for his second. Got wedged in the fence. That's how hard he shot it.
So Fitzpatrick's been shut out. It's been McNamara and O'Rourke doing the scoring.
I wouldn't still sleep on Fitzpatrick. We did that with Leo. We said, oh, he's quiet, he's quiet. And look, he came out with 5 last week for the Friars.
Coretta to Jake. Joey guarded by Filosa. Trying to lose Filosa, he can't. Tries to split defenders and ends up behind the cage.
Got to be careful if you're Sayville.
Sayville again runs 2 players at Joey. Joey's going to have to give it up. He does. Marsala, shots blocked in front, and I believe it's going to go over to Sayville. No, it's Mount Sinai who keeps the ball.
The defender couldn't beat the offensive attackman. That's number 24 for Mount Sinai. Gavin Takis, the Stony Brook commit.
Here's the shot from Jake Spallina. It goes in.
Jake Spallina, hat trick early on the road. 5-3 Mustangs.
Jake came in hungry today, and we'll take another look at this one.
Look at the ball movement here. Spallina takes one-on-one, rips it off the ground. We saw 2 of those now, 1 from each team.
Mikey tried to get low, but he couldn't get there in time. And once again, it's Austin Oppenheim who will take the face-off against Anthony Marioni.
Now, Jake Spallina with 3 goals, Joey Spallina with 1 goal. 4 out of the 5 goals for the Mustangs scored by the Spallina brothers.
And Mount Sinai up by a pair. They lead 5-3. 3:22 left as the ball goes over to Sayville. It's O'Doherty with possession. O'Doherty. And we've got a timeout called. We're going to cut away. We'll be back with more action right after this. Mount Sinai up 5-3 over Sayville on the T&D Sports Video Game of the Week.
We are excited to announce our collaboration with T&D Sports to bring more coverage to the high school game. Our mission at Back of the Cage has always been to provide the best-in-class coverage for boys and girls lacrosse. We are excited to work alongside T&D Sports to provide more coverage than ever and elevate the exposure of the game of lacrosse over the Northeast.
jump shot leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Welcome back. Mount Sinai up 5-3. Mike Trezzo along with Chris Caiozzo. And Chris, tremendous job by the Long Island Railroad doing that, having that train go by right as you were doing that live read.
Yeah, it was great. Very sporadic, these trains, but a good job, like you said, by the Long Island Railroad. An even better job by the Mount Sinai Mustangs in the second quarter. And I just mentioned to you when we were on break, we have a different game now. First quarter, slow, 2-1 game. Now 5-3 Mustangs. Sayville did answer the last time Mount Sinai scored. Can Sayville answer? They got to keep this game close, Mike, or this can get out of hand, like we said.
But they've got to stick to their game plan and be deliberate on offense. It's McNamara. Gives off to O'Doherty. O'Doherty gets it behind. Back to Kent. Kent sets up, fires, and that shot sails wide, and it's going to go back over to the Mustangs.
In these last 240, Mike, Sayville has to do a great job of defending the Mustangs. You do not want to go into the half with a 3-goal deficit.
Really good point. Big possession coming up here for the Mustangs. Bigger defensive possession. We've got a penalty flag coming in right in front of us. But Mount Sinai still has possession. It's Joey. Joey turns and fires. He's turned away by Sands.
Maybe Sands hurt us up here because he needs to play a better game. His game in the first, much better than the second.
Joey Spallina's knocked down on the far side, but keeps possession of the ball. He's got Filosa in his pocket again.
Sands, that's 5 saves.
Spallina, did he score on that play?
Well, we're going to have a collaboration here of the referees. Was the flag thrown before the goal? We'll see a replay here as both Dan Backety and Sean Brocking meet up. No goal on the scoreboard yet.
The Mount Sinai players think they scored, though.
It's funny. Spallina put his hands up like almost like a football touchdown. He's pointing to the scoreboard. That's Backety. He's going to talk to the Mount Sinai coach. Coach Drum looks irate. He goes, "What's the matter? You didn't blow the whistle."
I believe the officials are saying yes, penalty, but no on the goal. So far the score remains Mount Sinai 5, Sayville 3.
As we get an explanation to the coaches, that should be a good goal. You didn't stop play, and Spallina shot it and scored, and Mount Sinai coaches have a reason to be angry, Mike.
Let's get the official explanation. As we said, Dan Backety, Sean Brocking, Bill Layler, our officiating staff here this evening.
Coach Harold Drum and Luke DeQuino get the explanation, and Sayville may be catching a break before the half.
They are, because I just saw the official shrug in the direction of the Mount Sinai bench. So they are going to disallow that goal, but send the Mustangs on the power play.
It's a big last 2 minutes, Mike, for Sayville. The sun's going down here in Suffolk County. It's a different game when you play under the lights. Sayville players on a knee here. They want the explanation, but they're in the penalty box. So now Mount Sinai possession. Sands has got to play a great last 149 in the half.
Mount Sinai gets it in. Looking for a quick score here. Joey puts it in.
He said, "You want to call the first one away? I'll do it again." He ripped that one. And we see on the replay here, he said he had something to say to the official after. It looked like he ripped it. Faked the pass. That's even incredible.
That's the kind of skills they'll be getting
And look,
up
he's
in
talking,
Syracuse, New York next year.
saying something to the ref like, "You want to stop me once, it won't happen because I'll score again." And now the scoreboard's wrong. I think the scoreboard operator's a little confused. He's saying, wait, he scored 15 seconds ago.
It should be 6-3. They disallowed that first goal, so now they fixed the scoreboard. Mount Sinai does lead 6-3. The fans in front of us have been kind enough to point that out to us. But we do not control the scoreboard in the venue, folks. Nonetheless, the Mustangs up by 3. Sayville trying to control. Marioni gets worked over. Marioni wants to mix it up, and then he smartly walks away.
Yeah, I don't think number 7 on Sayville, that was Marioni. He wasn't happy. That was number 1, Jake Spallina, who hit him. And referees are keeping that flag in the pocket.
Joey pushed off the play by Velosa. He gets it to Marsala, who puts it home.
Mike, you can't be telling me that these brothers don't have a little friendly competition. 3 for each Spallina brother. Poor Luke can't get on the scoreboard, but Joey and Jake. He passed it. I'm sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. That's another assist for the team's leader.
So while Joey and Jake are competing with each other, Cole Marsala is just standing by and is the recipient and the goal scorer on that play. And Mount Sinai up now 7-3. A minute 20 left before halftime.
Marsala with 2, Joey Spallina with 2, and Jake Spallina with 3. I still think that competition's on, though.
It's Oppenheim who once again comes away with the face-off. Oppenheim's been doing a really good job on face-offs. Gives it up to Coretta. Coretta to Cole Antonio.
We talked about finishing it out of half. A terrible job by Sayville, letting up 2 late goals early when you were just down 5-3. And a shot goes wide. There's plenty of time if you're Sayville here if you want to get back on the board, but not a great way to go into half.
Under a minute to play in the second. Sayville trails 7-3 to Mount Sinai.
Got to find one of the Spallina brothers here. Joey with the ball.
Guarded by Sands. Joey gets it in front, tries to get it to LaForge, and it's stolen. Back the other way. Let's see if Sayville wants to fast break or slow it down. Here's Fitzgerald. He thought about it and then passed it up. Roland Fitzgerald thought about that shot and then pulled it back out. They want to play for 1 here, Chris.
And we're going to time out, Mike. A replay coming for us on our side as we see the goal. Oh, the check. LaForge, Mike, early in the first half. Just looks a little lost, but maybe he'll pick it up in the second. The Spallinas are making up for it. 5 goals out of the 7 for the Mustangs. And then Marsala with 2. 7-3, your score.
There you see Harold Drum instructing his troops, one of the best small school programs in Suffolk County over the past several years.
Harold Drum, you talked to him yesterday. He's been at the helm for such a long time. 8 years, but 16 years in the program. As long as I could remember, I was back in high school. Let's see now. Oh boy, it's 2022. 8 years out of high school, Mike. Getting old. But they've been very good for that amount of time.
Coach Drum, his tutelage was under the legendary Joe Cuzzo at Mount Sinai. His team leads 7-3. over Sayville, but Sayville will get one more chance with 25 seconds left to score before the half.
You can get 1 or 2 shots here if you don't make the first. Got to work quickly here, down 4 goals.
O'Doherty on the move to McNamara. McNamara, the shot goes wide, and 7 seconds left. Let's see if Sayville can get another shot off here. Kent looking to set up in front. Dishes. Tries to get Bonfanti, and he's not going to get a shot off.
So just like I said, they got the 2 shots off, just couldn't find the back of the net. A well-played second quarter for Mount Sinai, Mike, and we're in for a good second half.
We're going to take a quick break and be back with the second half and all the action right after this. You're watching the Orland and Cohen Game of the Week, brought to you by T&D Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
We are excited to announce our collaboration with T&D Sports to bring more coverage to the high school game. Our mission at Back of the Cage has always been to provide the best-in-class coverage for boys and girls lacrosse. We are excited to work alongside T&D Sports to provide more coverage than ever and elevate the exposure of the game of lacrosse over the Northeast.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sayville. Here at halftime, Mike Trezza, Chris Cayozzo, our entire T&D Sports production staff, Tom Bruno, Dave Stempel, Jamie Burkhart, Anthony Zurich, the best in the business, our halftime score. Mount Sinai up 7-3 over Sayville. Let's recap the scoring from the first half, Chris.
We'll start with the visiting Mount Sinai Mustangs. Leading goals, Jake Spallina with 3. 2 for Joey Spallina and 2 for Colmar Sala, the junior. We had 4 saves in that half by Braden Wilkin, the junior goalie for the Mustangs. As we move over to the Sayville Golden Flashes, they are led in goals by Brendan O'Rourke with 2 and Braden McNamara with 1, with 5 saves from their goalie, Mikey Sand.
What can Sayville do in the second half, Chris, to try to slow down this Mount Sinai attack?
Well, Mike, we saw 2 different halves. 2 different quarters. We're in the first half going to the second. Sayville only let up 2 goals. 1 goal. They were up 2-1. They get outscored 6-1 in the second quarter. They got to stick to their low-scoring game. Mustangs had probably, out of the 12 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes of possession time. That's 3 quarters to 1 quarter. They got to maintain that time of possession because the winner of that time of possession usually wins the ball game.
And we're still early in our lacrosse coverage this season, Chris. We've got many more games coming up. As a matter of fact, this coming Monday, the 11th, we've got girls action. It's Oceanside against Farmingdale that day, Monday the 11th at 5 p.m.
Farmingdale, one of the best programs, boys and girls. And, you know, we have a lot of broadcasts coming up brought to you by Orland and Cohen Sports Medicine. Today we're here at Sayville. I was at Sayville with Jim Furchland yesterday. We called a great Sayville Bayport girls game. But we have St. Anthony's coming up, Sachem North, Massapequa. A lot of great games coming up on here in T&D Sports Video Production.
And the great thing is we've got private schools, we've got public schools, we've got girls' games, we've got boys' games. We're covering some of the best high schools all across Long Island this season.
We got to see the number 1 in the country boys team, St. Anthony's, play St. Ignatius. Now, just about 4 minutes left till the second half.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to set up the second half right after this. You're watching the Orland and Cohen Game of the Week, brought to you by T&D Sports Video Production.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Welcome back, everyone, to Timothy Hank Field here in downtown Sayville for our lacrosse game of the week. Mike Trezza on hand, along with Chris Caiozo, our entire T&D Sports Video production staff, Tom Bruno, Dave Stempel, Anthony Zurich, and Jamie Burkhart, some of the best guys in the business, Chris.
Yes, we got to do some great lacrosse games here with T&D production staff yesterday. It was the Sayville's girls losing 11-9 to the Bayport Blue Point Phantom.
Let's talk about this facility here, though, Chris. What a terrific facility, turf, field turf. So even if it does get wet, and we do get some rain in the second half, this field is not going to get sloppy like a lot of the grass fields that we see.
Fun fact, Mike, I don't know if this is your first time here. Talked to the girls coach, Adam Snicken, yesterday. I said, Coach, is this a middle school, high school facility? He goes, actually, it's bought out by the district to use strictly for football and lacrosse.
That's terrific. And, of course, the football program here at Sayville's had great success. I mean, Jack Cohn was a fifth-year senior this year, eligible to be drafted into the NFL. And the kid Jack Cheshire, who played quarterback recently here at Sayville, broke a lot of his records.
I got to see Jack Cohen play for Notre Dame this year against Florida State. Incredible talent. An overtime win, 27-24. Jack Cohen is incredible. He'll definitely be in the league soon.
And, of course, he and Jeremy Ruckert almost single-handedly, double-handedly, I should say, put football back on the map as far as Long Island is concerned.
And what's even better, is they were in two different divisions. Usually you have those guys matching up in the same division. Standout Jeremy Ruckert, as we talked about before the game, went to Ohio State, lit it up there. And then we had a League Two player in Jack Cohen. So League 1 and 2 football really standing out on Long Island.
So the lights are on here at Timothy Henk Field in downtown Sayville as we're just about set for the second half of action. Sayville trails Mount Sinai, one of the top teams in the state in this division, 7-3, as we're getting ready to start the second half.
Now, if you remember, Mike, the St. Ignatius coach we talked to last week, we said, what teams you come into play here on Long Island? Mount Sinai, and they actually beat St. Ignatius. So Mount Sinai playing with top teams in the country. I wonder if St. Anthony's and Mount Sinai match up, maybe in a non-league scrimmage, but that would be a great game.
Yeah, there's always that interest in public versus private and which team would be more dominant. But I'll tell you, it would be very, very difficult for a lot of the public schools, especially the smaller ones, to try to compete with big bad St. Anthony's or big bad Chaminade. Those two regularly, year in and year out, pretty much in a division by themselves.
I mean, if you look at the Long Island rankings, St. Anthony's, Chaminade, Kellenberg, Ward Melville, West Islip, just a lot of good powerhouse schools, and you can't forget about Mount Sinai. Some of these League 2 teams get slept on. Mount Sinai, undefeated, and playing top schools in the country.
Ready for the second half? It's Austin Oppenheim on the face-off against Anthony Marioni. And once again, it's Oppenheim who comes away with it. Mount Sinai in the black moves right to left. He gets it to Cole Marsala. Marsala's got 2 goals already in this game. He swings it around for LaForge, trying to get more guys involved.
Mike, LaForge quiet. He's had the opportunities, drop balls in his stick, missed wide. Let's see if they can get him going in the third quarter.
The Spallina brothers, as Chris mentions, in a little bit of a competition with one another. Who can outdo one another? Nice dish in front! And this time it's LaForge who scores.
I think he might have heard me, Mike, in between first and second half. They said they got to find him. He's a lefty specialist, as we'll see on the replay here. LaForge in the middle of that circle, right in the crease, shoots and beats Sands to give the Mustangs an 8-3 lead.
But you saw why Joey Spallina's missed it do it all. What a beautiful dish right in front for LaForge. And LaForge finally gets himself in the action, and Mount Sinai's up 8-3. Again, it's Oppenheim who comes away with it. He gets banged around in front, and we've got a timeout called quickly. This time it's Mount Sinai who needs time.
It's a good timeout. I mean, you just scored 50 seconds to the quarter. Maybe like a game plan here for Mount Sinai with Coach Drum. But if you're Sayville, you got to let someone else beat you. You got a bunch of guys from Mount Sinai who can score the ball. Focusing too much on Spallina, and he's giving it up either to his brother, Marsala, LaForge. This is like a powerhouse of attackmen.
You make a great point there, Chris. Every time they make the decision to try to get the ball out of Joey Spallina's hand, he's right there to distribute to someone else.
In the game of lacrosse, you have some guys who just score the ball. Spallina, that's why he's going to Syracuse. Coaches look for guys who can give the ball up to their teammates. I've seen a lot of lacrosse, Mike. Some guys just want to do these one-on-ones versus the defenseman. Spallina, Joey, and Jake can give it up on the attack.
And as we've alluded to a couple times here this afternoon, they've got a really good chemistry with one another.
I mean, it goes back to the backyard, just shooting on the empty net. Probably running plays on their off days.
Of course, their brother, Brent, the twin of Jake.
LaForge tried to get fancy. Sorry, Mike, but He tried to get a little fancy there, but missed it hit the pipe.
Ball's going back over to Sayville. Sayville may have to abandon that we want to play slow game plan and instead pick up the tempo a little bit. As this time it's Bonfante who carries in. Bonfante will take it himself. Off the post. Rebound, they score! It's Jafaris.
Reminds me a little bit of basketball there. It's almost like a putback slam dunk for Jafaris, as we see on the replay here. Great speed down. He misses the net, but Jafaris there for the putback goal.
Johnny on the spot is A.J. Jafaris, just a freshman, but a kid with good size and a lefty shot. Showed that quick shot and was in the right place at the right time. So Sayville cuts it to an 8-4 Mount Sinai lead. Oppenheim kicks it off the faceoff, and it's controlled by Takis.
I was going to say, can you kick it in lacrosse? I've never really seen that.
Well, if you can, he got away with it.
It's almost in hockey. You can, but you're really not allowed to. Oh.
Joey. That shot was deflected, and Mount Sinai keeps it. Joey's behind now. He tries to set up in front. Nice save by Sands.
Sands, quiet second, and we have a turnover here, Mike.
And that ball's put in by Marsala. Marsala just scooped it up and scooped it in.
Incredible there. Sayville's done that a bunch of times, Mike, as we see on the replay here. They couldn't clear it, and they've been doing this a lot. And he just tries to clear it, but Marsala, right place, right time.
Marsala was not chicken on that play.
I was going to say, Mike, you're making me a little hungry if you say Marsala one more time.
He got it on the takeaway and put it in. And put Mount Sinai up 9-4 with 9:54 left in the third.
Lacrosse is also a game of momentum. Sayville had a little momentum off that rebound, but good teams answer, and Mount Sinai did that there. And a little
Oppenheim against Marioni. He lands on Marioni, and Marioni's going to get possession.
It looked like they were playing leapfrog there. Marioni tried to jump over number 4, O'Rourke.
Fitzgerald, or I should say Fitzpatrick, the Towson commit, has been quiet here this afternoon. They've got to find a way to get him involved in the attack.
64 points last year. Top goal scorer for this team. Just today, can't find the back of the net. Only 3 shots in the first half.
Sayville works it around. McNamara wants to shoot. He's doubled.
Gets pushed all the way out. And look where Fitzpatrick is again.
Fitzpatrick is backed off the play by Marr. Now let's see if Fitzpatrick makes a move.
Great pass.
Puts it up top, and they score! McNamara!
What did I say about momentum? Sayville needs that momentum. They need to get over the hill. McNamara brings them back within 4.
McNamara leads the band, and we'll take another look at this in just a moment.
We'll see a replay here, and you hear me say nice pass from Fitzpatrick. Little dish and a rip. McNamara knew almost before that went in. He turned around, Mike.
Puts it over the head of Wilkin, as this time it's Jake Spallina who loses the faceoff. Actually, Mount Sinai does come away with it.
Dylan Sagder, first time we're calling his name on the offensive side, brings the ball up. And now Wouldn't say they're killing clock here. They're just going to set up a play.
Down to 8:12 left in the third. Mount Sinai up by 4 goals over Sayville. Joey sets up in front. Tried to get LaForge. They knock it away from him, and Sands has possession. Sands with the clear.
7th save for Sands. Can Sayville get over the hump with the momentum? It's been all Mount Sinai the last 2 quarters.
Carried in by Bonfanti, who now gives it up. Fitzpatrick has it up high. Let's see what he wants to do. Tries to dodge around one guy, gives it up. Bonfanti up top. Down to 7:15 left in the third. Sayville looking to score. Down by 4.
You want to get within 2 to 3 goals going into that last and final quarter, especially on your home field if you're Sayville. Mike, we got the train coming in.
Kent to Fitzgerald to McNamara. He's turned away.
Great save by Welkin. What a clear.
Gets it ahead to Jake Spallina. Gives it up to Joey. Joey on the move to his right. He's patted down. Tries to get it in front. And it's not able to be controlled by Marsala.
Marsala looking for the hat trick. He already has it.
Mount Sinai loses possession back to Sayville with 6:20 left in the third.
It's intercepted.
Sagater.
That went in. Heads up play, Mike, by Sagater. As we see on the replay, Sands, this is a rookie mistake here. He's got to watch. He's got defenders, and look at that. 1-on-1. You think Sagater thought he was doing that today?
Dylan Sagater, the long stick mini. He's also headed to Syracuse, so he's going to pack up his stuff and join all 3 Spallina brothers in Central New York.
A powerhouse going to play for the Orange next year.
This time, Sayville goes on the offense. They're down by 5. They need something to happen in a hurry. 6 minutes left in the third.
Sayville just can't get over the hump. They cut it to 4 multiple times. Bad turnover by Sands. Now doubled. He still has it, Mike.
Sayville. Fitzpatrick. His shot goes in.
I was just going to mention, Mike, how Fitzpatrick's looked awkward and uncomfortable all game, taking shots from 20, 30 yards out. But as we see on the replay here, this one just got the lucky bounce. As we see off the left hand, just bounced in. Wilkin wasn't expecting that, I don't think.
So Ronan Fitzpatrick, the junior, who we mentioned, 64 points last year, has his first point of the game. And Sayville trails 10-6 with 5.5 left in the third.
Now will this get him going, Fitzpatrick? 64 points, only one today. A lot of time left to get back in this game if you're the Golden Flashes.
Marsala is patted down behind the net.
It's a big goal let up by Sayville. The last one Sagater scored. Should be 9-6.
Joey Spallina, a couple spins. Trying to lose his defender. Sets up in front. The shot could not be uncorked. Sayville comes away with it. Velosa controls. He's knocked around. We've got a penalty.
Mount Sinai aggressive. And if you're Sayville here, you got to stick up for your teammates. The guy just got rocked. You know what? You don't want to get any unnecessary roughness calls here. If you're Sayville, smart, taking the ball, and if you're Mount Sinai, now your lead could get down to 3, Mike. You know, that's where Sayville wants to be.
Jay Velosa's done a nice job today, the senior. He got, as you said, knocked around pretty badly right there, and Sayville's going to go on the man up.
I would say biggest possession here of the game. 4:35 left in the third. You got to get this game in distance here. 4 goals. Fitzpatrick scored the last one. Can he score another?
McNamara behind to Kent. Bonfanti and Kent both behind. Kent looking to set up. Jafaris. And they lose the possession of the ball.
Not what you want if your coach Dollar looks irate on the man up.
Ball goes back over to Mount Sinai. 4 minutes left in the third.
Look at Wilkin showing off the wheels across midfield. This has got to be some drawn-up play.
I thought Wilkin was going to take a shot right there as it's back the other way. No one in the cage.
Yeah, Wilkin gets back. Got to get that kid's 40 speed.
McNamara could not get the shot off in time. The cage was empty. Wasted opportunity right there.
I don't like that play call if you're Mount Sinai. You're only up 4 goals, and they almost scored. It's like an empty net in hockey. But Sayville maintains possession.
Fitzpatrick still takes his time up top to Bonfanti. Three minutes left in the third.
It's a big possession, like I mentioned. Harassed D.
Kent is worked over, has to give it up. Now it comes this side to Ronan Fitzpatrick. He pulls it back out. Up top, McNamara. To Fitzpatrick. Here's a shot and they score. It's O'Doherty with the goal.
Dan O'Doherty. A lot of Irish last names on this team. We got Fitzpatrick, McNamara, and O'Doherty.
That's
see on the
Sayville.
replay. Great passing and a rip by O'Doherty.
Dan O'Doherty, the senior, has just cut it to a 10-7 Mount Sinai lead. 2.5 left in the third.
I think he's a fan favorite. We just heard D-O-D, Dan O'Doherty, fan favorite. And now the deficit down to 3, Mike. This is getting interesting.
But Sinai continues to control the faceoffs with Oppenheim. He does it again. Gets it to LaForge right side.
This is where Sayville wants him. And Sinai was running some crazy plays, bringing the goalie out.
Cole Antonio to Joey Spallina. He wants the shot. Instead gives it up to Jake. Marsala. And finally put in by Takis.
Called a different name here, Coach Drum did. Number 24. Gavin Takis, senior, as we see on the replay here. What a pass by the Spallina brothers. Everyone touches. And Takis puts it in. The senior.
Excellent ball movement by the Mustangs as they go back up by 4. 11-7. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third.
Takis, the captain, going to Stony Brook. They're joining the CAA next year.
Oppenheim again wins the faceoff. Oh, they tried to get it to Marsala in front. He couldn't control. It skips past the stick of Mikey Sands, but Sands is going to catch up with it and keep the ball for his golden flashes.
I think it's going to go back to Mount Sinai. He couldn't get to it before it went out of bounds.
Here's Joey, turns and fires. His shot's not on goal. It's chased down by Mount Sinai. They keep possession.
There's two things that Sayville hasn't done well in this game. One, closing out quarters, and two, those turnovers. About 4 or 5 of them, and now look, it's a 4-goal game.
Minute and a half left in the third. Mount Sinai with the lead and possession of the ball.
A charge called. Takis. You barely see that. We saw one yesterday in the girls' game, and now Sayville can score here, and almost another turnover, Mike.
Long clear this time to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick with some fancy footwork, but has to pull it out and give it up. Approaching the 1 minute to play mark in the third. Sayville down by 4.
Sayville's got to close out well. They haven't done that in the second. In the first, they had the lead after the first. Probably could have been up a few, but only up 1. But now trail by 4. Last minute to play, Mike.
Fitzpatrick with the spin move, fires it, and scores! 2 for Fitzpatrick.
Getting a little deja vu from last week with St. Anthony's. Their scoring leader, Leo, 0 at half, 5 in the second. Now Fitzpatrick, 0 at half, 2 here in the third. And now a 3-goal deficit. As we see on the replay here, one-on-one beats the defender. That strong hand, the left hand, drops the stick and puts it in the net.
Wilkin couldn't get down there in time.
Two goals for Fitzpatrick, 2 for O'Rourke, and 2 for McNamara, spreading the wealth here in Sayville.
Jake Spallina on the face-off, and he wins it against Marioni. LaForge, couple moves on the far side, now gives it up. Mount Sinai content to play for 1 right here. 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Great play.
Goes behind. But Mount Sinai keeps the ball.
Enough for maybe 2 shots because of the speed of the Spallina's brothers here.
Joey dodges. And Sayville gets possession with 6.5 left in the quarter.
They got to pass it up. Clock does not start till they pass the ball. They're just going to settle here. A long shot. I've seen this go in. No.
McNamara tries to track it down. He can't. That's the end of the third quarter. So at the end of 3, it's Mount Sinai 11, Sayville 8. We're back with the 4th right after this.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
We are Excited to announce our collaboration with T&D Sports to bring more coverage to the high school game. Our mission at Back of the Cage has always been to provide the best-in-class coverage for boys and girls lacrosse. We are excited to work alongside T&D Sports to provide more coverage than ever and elevate the exposure of the game of lacrosse over the Northeast.
And just about set for the opening face-off of the fourth quarter from here in Sayville. Mike Trezza on hand, along with Chris Caiozzo.
Mike, someone we haven't talked about today, he's a senior captain, James Coretta, headed to Georgetown next year to be a Hoya. He is great. We have not talked about him. I want to talk about his defense on Fitzpatrick. Early in the game, they're putting him one-on-one. The best defender versus the best offensive man for Sayville. Coretta, words described him, very disturbing on the defensive end. He's a special player, according to Coach Drum.
Yeah, Coach Drum tells us he does it all. Man up, man down, special teams, everything. And he's played a terrific game here this afternoon. But we didn't expect at this point, Chris, that Sayville would be able to get themselves back in this game. But they only trail by 3 as we start the fourth quarter.
I think, Mike, this is a big quarter. Obviously, last one, got to give it all if you're Sayville. You want to cut the lead down to 1 or 2 goals and then play their style. They cannot let Mount Sinai just run all over the field like they've been doing.
It would help if they could win a couple of these face-offs. But once again, it's Oppenheim who comes away with it and gets possession for the Mustangs.
If Oppenheim's lost 1 face-off all game, I'd be surprised. It sounds like, and it looks like, Oppenheim will get some great offers. He's young for this team.
Now Sinai in the black. They move left to right here in the fourth. They lead by 3. Just underway from here in Sayville, Mike Trezza, Chris Caiozzo.
Oppenheim, a senior, not committed yet.
What a pass in front from Joey Spallina, and it's put home by LaForge.
LaForge, the sophomore, his second goal of the second half. Woke up a little from the first. The lefty sits in that crease, and we'll see on the replay here. Great pass by Spallina. That pass had to be about 10 yards. What a pass.
He says, stay with me, young fella. Let me get you on the board, and he does just that for Lucas LaForge, the sophomore.
LaForge, you don't think he's going to Syracuse too, right, Mike?
You don't know. Maybe he is. Mount Sinai now up 12-8. Times are getting desperate for the Golden Flashes. They need possession of this ball, but quick.
Great play by Mount Sinai to start off the fourth. Momentum was headed to Sayville. But LaForge puts in the 12th. And after the first, Mike, I didn't think they were going to score close to 15 goals. Now at 12, very easy to do.
Cole Antonio running around up top. Now we'll finally give it up to Coretta.
We haven't seen Coretta play a lot of offense.
Cole Antonio with the shovel pass to Joey Spallina. Nice ball movement in front. A penalty and a goal.
The opposite broadcaster's jinx for Coretta. The defenseman switches sticks, and look at that. He must have heard us up here. Scores a goal.
His coach says he does it all, and he proves it right here.
You see Coretta on the right side of your screen. Cut. What a pass by LaForge, and puts it in.
And a penalty to boot.
Now, it's unlike hockey. The penalty doesn't go away. There'll be a man up. Mount Sinai, 13-8. 10-14 left, Mike. Those are two big goals to start the fourth quarter.
So great point by you bringing up James Coretta, talking about him a little bit, and they get him involved in the offense, and he scores to put the Mustangs up by 5.
And surprise, surprise, Mount Sinai on the attack. 13-8, they lead.
Joey's still dishing it around. Cole Antonio to LaForge. They score again.
Mike, we're going to see a replay. That's like a hockey assist, a little slap shot, as we see here on the replay. Look on the left side of your screen. LaForge, a little hockey pass, a little skip and a jump off of 1 foot, put in. I want to say that was number 4, Marsala.
Either way, it's Mount Sinai up 14-8 over Sayville now and starting to pull away. The fans in front of us getting a little cold and getting a little impatient with Sayville's lack of offense here in the second half.
It's been all pedal to the metal here for Mount Sinai.
9.5 left in the game. The Mustangs on top of the Golden Flashes, 14-8. And looking for more.
Mount Sinai just can control the game here. We're under 10 minutes, and they could just play catch here. A little back and forth, draw up some plays. Will we see Wilkin out of the net again?
And on some of these offensive plays, their offense has been incredible with the ball movement. Once again, this time Joey is turned away by Mikey Sands.
Sands, I gotta say, they got a young man who could play the game of lacrosse. I know 14 goals doesn't look good, but Sands is better than that. He's about maybe 5'9", a small goalie, but Sayville has a future stud in net.
Just a freshman and still growing into the role. 8.5 left in the game. Sayville with possession. Fitzgerald gives it up to Bonfanti.
Got to speed up play here if you're Sayville. You can't just sit and play one-on-one. You got to pass.
Bonfanti, Fitzgerald, a shot. It goes wide, but Sayville keeps the ball.
Fitzgerald just struggling today. Only 2 goals. You say only, but he's averaging about 4 to 5 goals a game.
Now Sayville's going to have to quicken it up. It's O'Doherty to Fitzgerald. Wanted to shoot, backed it off.
Keep working, keep working.
Great defense there.
You gotta work for it.
McNamara. Little dance and then pulls it back up top. Bonfanti.
Dylan Segetter, who has a goal today. Great defense off Fitzpatrick.
Bonfanti moves towards the goal, brings it out wide, now behind.
The clock not Sayville's friend here, Mike.
Kent taking way too much time here with 7 minutes left, down by 6. Where are the shots? There's one. That's off the mark. That shot came from O'Rourke.
For Sayville, we have a few goal scorers. 2 Fitzpatrick, 2 O'Rourke, 2 McNamara, and 1 O'Doherty.
Bonfanti with possession, still behind. Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores!
Need a few more of those if you're Coach Dollar. But that was number 1, Matt Bonafonte. As we'll see on the replay here, Bonafonte gave it up. So he had the assist, and wow. Got to be hard to save that. if you're Wilkins.
So they took a lot of time, but they got a goal out of it. And now they trail 14-9 against Mount Sinai. 6:44 left in this contest.
McNamara with 3 now, gives him a hat trick. Great game for McNamara. But defensively, Sayville's got to step it up. Guys on the ground now.
Look at these guys getting after it off the face-off. The ball is kicked again. And let's see if Sayville can come away with possession. They do not.
Right!
It's Takis who carries it into the zone.
Mike, Mount Sinai can just play their game. When you're up a few goals with now 6 minutes left to play, Sayville gets the ball, though.
And they give it right back up. And Mount Sinai scores again.
That's been an issue all game, and Sands is going to learn as the years go on. We'll see on the replay. Just a terrible clear there. And look who's there. Joey Spallina fakes him out and puts it in. But back to my point about Sands. There's no shot clock in high school. If you're Sands, you just got to learn to be patient and wait till a defender comes open. But Spallina says, give me that rook.
Mount Sinai, biggest lead so far today. They're up by 6 goals, 15-9 over Sayville. 6 minutes left in this game.
Now, Mike, 3 for Joey Spallina, 3 for Jake Spallina. Who comes out on top?
We'll see. Still plenty more time to go, and they're looking for more. But instead, it's Sayville that comes away with it. Let's see if they can get the ground ball. Finally, they do. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Dollar.
Smart timeout here. Your team cut into that lead. 6-goal deficit with just under 6. It's going to be tough.
This exclusive broadcast is being brought to you by Orland and Cohen Sports Medicine, with over 15 locations in Suffolk and Nassau, Chris. They are the place to rehab a sports injury. So Mount Sinai up 15-9 over Sayville, and Sayville's prospects to get themselves back in this game, Chris, are looking bleak.
You know, they were down 3 going to the 4th, Mike. Now down 6. Just a terrible way to start the 4th quarter. Coach Dollar takes this timeout, a smart timeout versus a very good Mustangs team. We'll see if they can cut this deficit to 3 goals, but it's going to have to move quickly. Mount Sinai will come away, I think, with the win here.
Just want to remind you folks that we've got exciting lacrosse action coming your way over the next couple weeks, including this coming Monday, when T&D Sports Video Production in association with Orland and Cohen presents the girls. Oceanside against Farmingdale this coming Monday, the 11th, 5 o'clock start.
Yesterday I called Bayport Sayville with T&D Sports Video Production. Great game, 11-9. Bayport comes out on top, and I'm looking forward to that Oceanside Farmingdale game. Let me tell you, Farmingdale has been a powerhouse on the girls lacrosse side for years.
But right here, Sayville has possession, but trails by half a dozen goals with just 5:40 left in the game. Bonfanti up top. Sends it this side to O'Doherty. Brendan O'Rourke's played a nice game. Couple spins. He's patted down by Takis.
Yeah, move here. Oh, wow. What a nice check.
Not only take it away, ball still loose, and finally it's Coretta who comes away with it.
Convinced these guys have ears that could hear us all the way up here. Coretta, we talked about him going to the fourth, a goal and a great turnover there by him. And we got another timeout.
So as we mentioned, Mount Sinai came into this game 3-0. Looks like they're going to wrap up this one. And let's talk about what's ahead for them this season, Chris.
You know, a very tough conference they have in League 2. They played some great teams, like I mentioned before. Port Jeff, Northport, Hauppauge, West Islip, as we take a look at the standings here for boys lacrosse for League 2. They are in first place, Mike, at 4-0 overall. You know what's going to be a great game? When they play Shoreham Reading River in a few weeks.
That's a backyard brawl, sort of a neighborhood rivalry right there. Mount Sinai and Shoreham very close in proximity, as are Sayville and Bayport.
Right down the LIE, correction. Also, Comsawag in Division 2.
Another neighborhood rivalry. So we're going to look for big things off this Mount Sinai team over the next several weeks. Right now they have things pretty well in hand as they're up 15-9 over Sayville. 4:40 left in the fourth. Mount Sinai happy to take some air out of the ball right now. Takis in front. LaForge tries the shot. That's wide.
Mike, as we come down here, 4 minutes left, I'm going to name my MVP today. Sorry, Jake. It's your brother, Joey Spallina.
Oh! As a younger brother, that hurts, I got to tell you.
Luckily, I don't have that issue, so I favor the older brother here. He just does it all. I mean, Jake has another year here in the Mustang Black, but I got to give it to Joey. A few assists today, 3 goals, headed to Syracuse.
So another year in the black before he dons the orange up in central New York. Another nice dish in front. Spin move by Coretta. And Coretta puts it in.
Coretta heard me again. He said, wait a minute. Stop giving Joey all the spotlight. I have 2, 1 away from the team lead.
So Coretta, as we mentioned, he traded his long pole for a short pole.
Just dodges defenders. And look at him, pumped up. He goes, Coach, I should be on the attack.
16-9 Mount Sinai, 3:33 left in the game.
Sayville fans not happy with their team's performance in the second half, especially this fourth quarter, because they ended that third quarter so well, and that was a struggle all game to end quarters well.
Rough play off the face-off circle. Let's see where the ball goes. It's going to go over to Sayville, I believe. Yes, it is. It's Dan O'Doherty.
$16 goals is what they were averaging this year. We'll take a look. They scored 16 over Hauppauge, 17 over Port Jeff, 12 over Northport, and 15 over West Islip. So just at the season's average for the Mustangs. Sayville a little below their season average at 9. But a good fight today for the Golden Flashes.
If you're Sayville, you might as well bomb away here. You're under 3 minutes and you're trailing by 7 goals. So crank it up. McNamara will do it. Instead, he gives it up to Fitzpatrick far side.
Focus for the future for Fitzpatrick. You've got to get in that crease more if you want to score and beat these better teams. Another errant shot there, Mike.
Fitzpatrick, not a big kid, so maybe been a little bit more timid than the coaching staff would have liked here this afternoon. But you're right, he does have to get himself a little bit closer in. Approaching the 2-minute mark to play in the game.
Sayville, great game all around. Has to fix a few things on defensive end.
O'Doherty. I thought he was going to fire. He passed it up. 1:45 left. Here's a shot, and there's a save by Wilkin.
Wilkin quiet in the second half. About 10 saves.
Wilkin had some stressful moments in the first, but in the second half, he's had a pretty relaxed time as Coretta gains the zone again. But the ball goes back over to Sayville.
See if Sayville can end on a positive note here, Mike. The scoreboard won't reflect it, but a late goal goes a long way going to the next game.
1 minute left in the fourth. Mount Sinai up 16-9 over Sayville. Let's see if Sayville can get one more shot at the net. We're going to have some post-game coverage after this one is over. O'Doherty. Ball skips off his stick. He regains it. Nice setup in front. Fitzpatrick has it. He turns and fires. Shot is not on net. Down to 18 seconds left. Down to 15. Five seconds left. And that's going to do it. So Mount Sinai beat Sayville 16-9 here at Sayville. What a great game by the Spallina brothers. Jake and Joey, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to send it down to Chris for an interview. We'll be back with more right after this on T&D Sports Video Production.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Great team, so it was just good to be out there with them. And we played okay tonight. I thought we could have played a tad bit better, but it was just good to be out here and in this great atmosphere and played a good game.
Get the game in under the lights too. It's a great season so far, 4-0. Tell me what Coach said going into this game.
Coach said they knew they were going to be a tough team. Obviously, a pretty physical team too, and their fans are chirping us pretty good too. But Coach just said they just come out and play hard, and that's what we did, and the scoreboard shows it. But I thought we could have played a little bit better tonight. But they're obviously a great team, so yeah, it was good.
Tell me a little bit about playing with your little brother and your younger brothers there. What's it like playing with them?
Yeah, I mean it's just a dream come true. And we're gonna go off to Cuse and play up there together, which is gonna be sick. I mean I think I fed Jake a couple times tonight, and he scored, which is pretty cool. And he's just fun to be with and fun to play with, and he's an awesome kid.
You guys had 6 different goal scorers. You're a captain on this team. You like to see that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean when everybody's scoring and having fun and playing well, that's when we're at our best, and it showed tonight. So
now we're going to talk about your goalie a little bit tonight, Wilkin.
Yep.
He ran that play out of a timeout. He runs down the field. Is that a drawn-up play?
No, that was not a drawn-up play at all. Actually, it was supposed to go to our pole that was cutting up the field, but they actually shut him off. So he's actually probably one of our fastest players too. And I honestly thought he was going to score, but then he got checked. He actually broke his stick pregame, so if he had his real stick, I bet you he probably would have scored there. But
me and Mike upstairs says we got to get his 40 time next time. But
no, for real. No, listen, he is fast. He is actually really quick.
Joey, thanks for joining me today. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So that's going to do it here from Sayville, where our final score this evening, Mount Sinai 16, Sayville 9. For everybody here on our T&D Sports Video Production crew, including my partner Chris Caiozzo, this is Mike Trezza thanking you for watching and saying we'll see you next time on the T&D Sports Video Production Orland and Cohen Lacrosse Game of the Week.
You're up.